Hey everyone, and thank you so much for watching. I have had recently so many of you asking me to do an updated SLG video, kind of like a collection, and also what I did last time is I also showed things that I personally don't have but that I really like. With the exception of two things, everything is under £1,000 and in fact most of the things here are under 800. Who would have known that SLGs these days have gone up by that much? I didn't know. So I'm going to start by showing you the things that I've got, not just SLGs but also small accessories from these brands in general that you might be interested in. And I know I have guys that watch, and I've got some guy stuff for you as well coming up, things that you might want to look at. Let's really quickly go through this. The first thing is this. One of you asked me about this the other day. You wanted to know how much it was and I got the price totally wrong. I thought it was like £300 or £400. This is £220. This is a good item, I've got to tell you that. It's like, it does that and you can fit so many cards in this. And on the side of it, it has got a little Dior charm. You can get this in loads of different colours. And again, for any of the guys watching, you can also get this in like darker colours. If you want something that's just black or black matte, you can get non-patent. So there's loads and loads of options there. What else have I got? I've got two other purses from Chanel. This is the first one. This is actually kind of like a card holder. I bought this in 2014, I think, 2013. About £250, I think it was at the time. That's a really good item. They still do this. It's a nice size, and that sounds weird, but it kind of fits in your hand quite nicely. And if you, particularly in London or anywhere else that has those cards where you fill it up with credit and you can go on the tube or the train or whatever, that's really good for that. Then the second one that I have is this. Now this I bought in Paris last year. This is bigger. It is in the boy style with the chevrons, which is something that I don't have and I wanted to try, but I didn't actually want to get the whole bag. And you can get a lot more in this. So there's a bigger compartment for cards. There are actually 3 sections. There's one at the front. Now, the reason why I don't buy SLGs is because the prices of them have risen so much. This was about £720, and in retrospect, I wouldn't have bought it. I got it because I was in Paris, I was at the Chanel HQ. Everything compared to London was so much money, but I wanted to have something like a token of being there, so that's why I got this. And that's really why I don't buy SLGs, because if I'm going to spend £700 on a wallet, I'd rather put that towards a bag. It just kind of makes more sense for me. So unless you're into your SLGs and you want to collect them, and that's fine. But personally, what I do is I buy a few things that work and I just use them, and I don't continue to buy more of them. I put the money towards the bigger purchases. Next up is this. I love this. This is from Christian Louboutin. And inside it's one open section in his signature red. On that side, I don't know, can you see? Hang on, let me try and get the light on that. Can you see the logos just there? And then on the other side, it's got metal hardware. Couple of things to say about his stuff. He's not well known for handbags, but his quality is excellent. The gold has not rubbed off these at all, and I'd kind of expect it even from luxury, and it hasn't happened. He does these in a whole bunch of colours as well, with and without the studs, I think. And he also has a really good collection for men. So if you're into small items, maybe you want to kind of get more on board with fashion or add to what you've already got, then his stuff's really good. Another card holder is from Yves Saint Laurent. I got this from Louisa Via Roma. I highly recommend that place. I've bought this and so many other things in their insane flash sales that they do. I'm going to put a link below to how you can sign up to them, and it's pretty much, I'll be on my phone one day, I'll get an email through and it's like, for the next hour only, 50% off. It's incredible. And that's how I got this item, and some other things as well, so I recommend that. Then in terms of bigger wallets, I don't buy bigger wallets anymore, but this was a wallet that I bought, I think in like 2008, and this was £250 from Dior at the time. I love that this prints back in. The other wallet that I've got, and has that got marks on it? I think I need to clean this. I'm just looking at it and there's like tiny marks on it and I don't know what that is. David got me this several Christmases ago. Again, I think it was like 2010 or something, and it was to match a bag that I've got. I actually really like this print as well. I know that it's kind of a bit like Marmite in terms of you love it or hate it, but I think it's just quite sweet. I don't love Louis Vuitton as a rule for multiple reasons, but with this was £260, which I felt was kind of like a fair price, you know, kind of fair. I think it was 260, I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong. Anyway, and I use it quite a bit for makeup, just in my handbag, and it's quite a nice size on the inside. I don't like this print, the classic print, but I liked these over the top, and I think this is from, it was from like, I want to say it was like the Miami collection last year or something. The other thing that I have from Louis Vuitton that I got in 2014, I don't even know the name of this. I think it's like something pochette tiny. It's something really small anyway. I really liked this at the time, but things that I don't like about it are that the gold has rubbed off on the corners. You know something? If I saw this and I knew no better, I'd think it was fake. It doesn't look good quality, in my opinion. I just find this with their stuff. Maybe it's just the canvas that does it. I've got things from them that are in vernis or like any of the leathers, and the quality's better, but I find like the canvas can look a bit iffy in terms of whether it's the real deal or not. Just gonna show you some belts now, some of my favorite belts. This I'm gonna show you because this is back in and I am so excited. Who remembers this? Do you remember I told you that when I was at university, my friend and I, who remembers Destiny's Child, the jumping video? Beyonce is wearing this and she's got like a mini skirt on with this over the top. I saw this with my friend and we were obsessed with Beyonce, like everyone was, and we just decided we had to have it, and they were selling out so quickly and I got it. And I hadn't worn it in years, and now this print is everything. The only thing I need to do is, it's way too big for me at the moment, so I need to get it made smaller, and Harrods can do that. They've got a really good in-house, it's actually the cobbler, but I've got to tell you this, if you've got anything leather that's broken, even handbags, shoes, belts, if you need them resized, they can do it all. So take it in there. 3 more things, then we're gonna look at some new stuff. Oh yes, who remembers this? I got it at last. This isn't fitting on my head because I've got a ponytail in. Do you remember I was talking to you about the Dior hat? I really tortured myself over this. I had real split decision from you. I had some of you saying, you've got to get that, it's really nice. And I had others being like, don't, because it's ridiculous. But I decided to get it in the end. And when my hair's down, it looks really nice. That looks stupid. But basically, it's the Dior beret hat and it's got tulle kind of over the top of it, and then on the back it's got that. I'm so glad I got this, and I kind of can't wait for autumn when I can wear it more. This is like a really good waist belt, and I wear this so often over dresses or over jackets as well. This I'm really enjoying. And then finally, Chanel gloves. I'll tell you something, I'm really glad that I got these. I'd wanted a pair of Chanel gloves for so long, because I think, particularly in winter, obviously, because they're gloves, when you're wearing heavy knitted layers or something, I just think it looks really, I don't know, I saw a girl once at Harrods walking around and she had like a really massive knitted cardigan on and like heavy snow boots, and then she just had a pair of these on, and it kind of gave it like a fashiony elegance as such. The only thing is with their gloves is as soon as it gets cold, they sell out so quickly. And so last year I ended up getting these before it even got cold, which feels really counterintuitive. Like right now, for example, the autumn winter collections are coming out, but it's still really hot, so none of us are thinking about it. But now is the time to get your pick of everything that they've got. Let's move on now to new stuff. Things that I don't have, but things that I think are really good. I'm gonna start with, I'm doing by the way, I'm doing Chanel and Dior because they're my favourite brands, but if there are any brands that you really like that you want me to include on another video, then please comment them below, and whichever ones I pick, I will of course shout you out in that video. The first thing is this is a card holder from Chanel. I think that with Chanel, some of their prices are ridiculous, and others, you look at it and you're like, wow, really? £260 for that when the wallet version is like 800 million pounds? It's just really weird. I don't understand it. But if you can go for some of the card holders, they are really functional. They look great. But also, when you come to resell them, if you want to resell them, the cheaper the item from Chanel, the more you can get for it. I'm going to give you an example. You've got a Chanel wallet, £250 is what you paid for it. You've got a Dior bag and you paid £1,000 for it. The market of people who are willing to pay anything from 250 up to say 500 is, I've found anyway, greater than the number of people that have got a spare £1,000 laying around. So what I tend to find with small leather goods, mainly with Chanel, is that you can make a higher profit on them because it's a lot of people's first step into the brand, or because they've already got the bag but they don't want to go and spend a load at the shop, and by buying what you've got, you make a bit of a profit and they make a bit of a discount because you're not going to charge them as much as it is in the shop. I mean, you can. When I first started selling Chanel, it was kind of easy because Chanel didn't put their prices on their website, but now it's UK law that they have to declare them. So back a couple of years ago, a lot of people have that nervousness of walking into a designer boutique. So for all they know, this could be £800. They wouldn't almost assume that it would cost 250. And so several years ago, you could sell things on the likes of eBay and make a good profit, and I would witness other people doing it, and I'd think, I remember seeing a necklace one day from Chanel that I'd really liked, and in the store it was around about £300 and it was being sold for 600. What else did I find? I've got to show you my best buy. My best buy is this. This is a new item. It's a clutch on a chain. It's £780 for what it is. It's not a bad price when you consider how much the wallet on a chain is. This is quite a nice, very classic looking thing. I did a double take when I saw it because I was really surprised at it being that much money. I would almost expect it to be more. If you compare it with this, the circular version is £1,140, and I know that it's a completely different thing in terms of the styling of it, the composition, the detail. Like, there's a lot more workmanship that's gone into this version than the prior. I almost think that the little black version with the small double C's on it feels a bit more classic than this rounded version, and may in fact do better for you if you ever decide to sell it. So that's why that is my best buy. There were a couple of pouches that I saw, but with the pouches, I feel like they're quite a lot of money. There was a point in time where I was tempted to buy one and I just couldn't justify it. When I saw how much they were, as I said earlier, I just decided if I'm gonna spend that kind of money, I'd rather save it and then put it towards something more substantial, like a proper bag. But I do think if you're someone who tends to carry a wallet with you, let's say, if you go out and you are a clutch bag person, or you carry a wallet and maybe a lipstick or something, then the pouches are quite good for you. I want to show a couple of belts before moving on to Dior, including some of the Dior men's items. When it comes to belts from Chanel, I really like their belts, and I think that if you're into your branded logos, and I know that some of you aren't, but most of you are here because you like designer items, and I know that a lot of you do like that, and it goes back to that thing I spoke about in terms of buying a Chanel brooch or some Chanel earrings. Sometimes you can wear an outfit from Zara, and if it's a really nice looking outfit, put some Chanel earrings with it, and it can immediately bring up the whole look. The first one that I really like, but I wouldn't personally spend this money on it, is this pink leather belt, and it's got a Diamante double C on it. £620. I think it looks great, but as said, this for me, I think I can stomach spending up to The Dior belts are like £480. The other thing, this actually was a belt that I went and looked at. It's from the Spring Summer 18 collection. There's not many of them around right now, so if you're looking at this and you're thinking, I quite like that, I want to look at it, you might want to phone up ahead. It's Perspex, okay? Now you can get it in loads of different colours, like pink, a couple of different types of blue, the grey, which I think is really nice. And I had such high hopes for this item. However, when I saw one in the store, and it was the last one they had, and it was in pink, the Perspex, it's kind of like, it's not flexible as such. Once it's bent, it's bent. And you know that plastic that when it bends, it goes, there's like a white line shows. Does that make sense? You bend it, it's almost like if you were to take like a ruler and you bend it slightly, and it gets those fracture marks and you can see a crease. That's what this belt was like, and for £500 I could not do it, but I love the look of it. So a couple of things there from Chanel that I think are quite nice at the moment, and if you're interested in any of these things, do go into the store if you can, because there's a lot more in the store than there is on the website. Moving on to Dior, my first favourite thing is this. This is, I really like the Diorama stuff. If you like the Diorama bag, but you maybe don't want to spend the money on it, or you know, don't want to, maybe you don't think you're going to use it so much, then going for one of the wallets, or even this, which is a clutch on a chain, I think is quite a good idea. Now this wallet, really pretty, non-patent. I've seen these in real life, and the size of them, they are really nice. They're kind of a bit like, probably a bit bigger than this. Yeah, a bit bigger than this, and chunkier than this. You can get them in so many different colours, and they are really, really pretty. Now this is £470, and if you compare that to something like that, which again is like kind of similar, this was like £700 from Chanel, so there's quite a big price difference there. The other wallet that I really like, it's kind of a bit cheesy, but I saw it and it's so pretty, is this. This is another Diorama. It's in this pink colour, and another reason why I want to showcase this is because the material it's in does not scuff, it does not mark, it doesn't seem to pick up dye transfer. This is a bag that I've got in that material. What is this called? I wrote it down. This is called the metallic calfskin. Onto a couple of men's items. You guys are lucky. The men's stuff at Dior is considerably cheaper than the women's. Apparently a lot of women who, I've been told this by the sales advisors at Dior and Harrods, a lot of women that shop there are going downstairs and they're buying the men's items, the sweaters, the hoodies, the t-shirts to wear themselves, because they are so much cheaper. For example, there is a men's sweater at the moment that's £480, and the equivalent in the female section is just a bit over £1,000, so there is a huge difference there. If I talk to you about the price of the leather goods, you're going to see a big difference here. So this is the grained calfskin card holder. It comes in 6 different colours. It's £185. I mean, you guys are so lucky, but also I really like the design of this. I can't believe I'm talking about Christmas, but you know, thinking about Christmas, if you wanted to get someone something, this would be a really, you know, if you're buying for a guy or even a girl, it doesn't even matter. If you're buying for someone who's into designer, like what a nice gift that would be. And it's not stupid money. The other item, and I've picked out deliberately 2 pouches now, 2 things that are a bit more functional. The first thing is this. This is, I really like this actually. It's black grained pouch with the Atelier ribbon on it. I thought that this would be really good for traveling, because it would fit your passport perfectly, plus any like bank cards or things like that, like a lip balm. But also I think this would be really good for the gym, as well as also socializing. If you go out in the evening and you like to take like a little bag with you or something to keep your stuff in, this is a nice way of doing it. I love that it's kind of, it's understated, and I want to say it doesn't have massive logos all over it, but the little ribbon on there is just like a hint. This would be great for travel. This is almost, this could double up as a vanity case, or even as something that you use in the day. Maybe if you're going somewhere on holiday, you want to carry a camera with you, things that are a bit more bulky, this is a great item. I want to know from you, what other brands do you want me to look at and do this on next? any brand you want. It doesn't even necessarily have to be designer. If there's any brand that you're interested in and you want to know what's new, what might be good to get, what is worth getting, what is not worth getting, leave your comments below. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.